Hi.
Hi.
There you go.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Casual Conversation with G&A. Sorry we didn't give a far in advance notice,
Yeah.
but we're here like we usually are on Fridays. Yeah, but how's everybody today? Nobody's joined yet, but if you guys see it after, I hope you're doing well. And happy Friday to everybody.
Yeah. Happy Friday.
And
We're doing conversation 63. La Llorona. It's a legend.
yeah, so we decided to do the Llorona because of yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, right?
Mhm.
Which is part of a Mexican, well, Puebla's independence,
Yeah.
um, and from the French, right?
Yeah.
Yes, from the French. And so, yeah, so we thought, hey, let's talk about haunted Mexico, right? Like something that happens in Mexico often. So here we are. Hi, Red.
Hi.
So, yeah, did you want to talk about your little
Oh, my little experience. Yeah, everyone just be careful out there when you're, on your socials or, anywhere. Keep your things together because yeah, I got hacked yesterday. Um, and it was not fun. It was scary. It was a scary experience and I don't know what to do. I'm like, what do I do?
yeah.
So,
Hi, John. John Hinojosa, how are you?
yeah, and it was just like something as simple as like thinking I was helping out a friend
Mhm.
and just my whole thing got hacked and they changed everything and luckily I was able to get it back because, I mean, that's like my account, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
where I hold a lot of like memories that are near and dear. So, yeah, everyone just be careful out there,
Yeah,
right?
if there's a sketchy somebody sending you like messages that are kind of sketchy, don't answer. I didn't know that they can hack you just by answering.
Yeah.
Okay?
I didn't even know this
Like
either.
that was pretty
So,
crazy. So, yeah.
so that was my week. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to post on there like on my page to let everybody know
Yeah.
she's hacked. Don't answer any comments. So,
Yeah, because they were commenting on my behalf, posting on my behalf, and I had no access to it. They logged me out. So, yeah, scary experience.
but
Be safe
she
out
got it
there.
back. She got it
Yeah.
back and everything's back to normal. So, thanks to that.
Yeah. So just stay safe out there.
All
Um,
right. So, we're going to get into La Llorona.
yeah. So,
Who is she? Who is La Llorona?
you
We don't
know,
know exactly.
yeah, it's just, a legend that's been around for as long as we could remember, right?
I
Basically
feel like my
growing up,
shirt is crooked.
we grew up learning about that story and
Hi, Julie. I
hi.
get excited when you guys show up. So sorry if I interrupt you, but I just want to say hi to everybody.
So yeah, should I get into
Yes.
it? Okay, so La Llorona, also known as the Weeping Woman, is a heartbroken woman who drowned her children and haunts the nights, especially by riversides. So that's kind of like basically the gist
Yeah,
of the
and I wanted
legend.
to say us growing up, my parents would always say, "Oh, before you take your kids, like if we would go to the river, like on a
Yeah.
day, where we go have fun, like in the river, just hang out." She would always say, if there's babies asleep, you gotta wake them up before you leave because then the Llorona will take them, or like will take their soul. Or I mean, I was like, Mom, like, so growing up, I feel like the Llorona has always been in our life, I guess,
Yeah.
in a sense where we
We have,
understood that
yeah.
it was something paranormal.
And we've become familiar, right, with that legend and that particular story.
Hi, Diane. Thank you for showing up. And
Hi.
Mr. Wig, hi,
Hi.
welcome. We missed you. We haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and so also they would say, okay, so wake up the baby before you leave the river. And then the other thing would be if your baby's not baptized, what? It was a baptized thing.
Um,
That
something about like you can't take your child to the forest. You have
or
to
the
like
river if he's not baptized because something can happen. I don't know.
yeah,
I
you need
mean,
to like call your child out, right?
and
Call their name
and
out.
just to let you guys know, there's a lot of superstition in
Yeah,
Mexico.
there is. There's
So
a lot. A lot.
yes, there's a lot of like we believe, well, not us per se, but people in Mexico, our families, they believe that this was real and that, it could affect children, even with like the little eye bracelet. What is it called?
Yeah, the
The
evil eye or
ojo, the
something.
evil eye, like that's big. So, like things like that.
Yeah, and honestly, like I mean, growing up,
Wow. And Tucson.
how did you feel about the story like growing up? I feel like it was fear instilled,
Oh,
right?
definitely. And I think that the story was what I thought. What my parents told me was, oh, the story, like now that we're older, oh, it's just so you guys wouldn't run off and be on your own,
And
like out
it's
there
like,
in the dark.
well, that's not cool to scare us.
Yeah, that's kind of
You
messed up.
know?
Like,
Um
and growing up for me, because she didn't get the fear instilled, like the mano, like the cuckoo is gonna take you type of upbringing. I mean, I kind of did it to you for a little bit
yeah,
because it was done
she
to me. So,
yeah.
but no, our parents, our family, like Mexican families, they will scare the heck out of
Yeah,
you
for
so you won't
sure.
do dumb stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and like let's say like there was another instance where
Uh-huh.
as a kid, you don't want to eat, like you're picky. And I wouldn't want to eat and there would be crows like hanging out in the backyard and my aunt would be like, "Look, the crow is the devil and it's watching you because you don't want to eat and if you don't eat it's going to take you at night. It's going to pull you by the feet." And I was like,
That was always the
"Dude,
thing.
I ate." I was like, "Dude, I'm eating. I don't want to, and I couldn't sleep at night. I had night
Yeah, that was
terrors."
that was always like the thing that the kukui was gonna
The
like pull
kukui,
you by the legs because he was hiding under your
the
bed and
boogeyman, yeah, like
yeah, and
the
it's like,
"Hi, Miss
you know,
Sue. Welcome. Thank you for
hi.
coming."
It's like you would be scared and like to even go to sleep, so
So they would
a lot of
scare,
trauma, a
yeah,
lot of
a
trauma
lot of like
definitely.
fear trauma. And which
Yeah.
is why I till this day, if I mean, now I'm married, I can't like, but when I lived with my parents, I got married when I was what, 28? Yeah, 27,
Mhm.
26. I don't know. In my like mid 20s. And I would still like go sleep with my parents because I would be so scared at night. So I would be like, "Mom," I would wake her up in the middle of the night and I'd be like, "Mom, move over. I'm scared." And she'd be like, "Why are you watching scary movies?" Like,
Yeah, but you know what? Even our cousins would get scared too.
yeah, I know. I had a cousin.
Yeah.
He was scared, like, because I had my room and then we have the living room. And he was like younger and he was like so scared because he had watched a scary movie. So in the middle of the night, I just hear something, "Gloria, Gloria." And then I was like, "What?" And I woke up and I was like, "Oh, what the heck?" He scared me. And he's like, "I'm scared. Can I just like lay down on the floor? I promise I won't be loud." And I was like, "Okay, yeah." But it's things that happen, you get
Yeah.
scared. You want to go sleep with like older people because they're gonna protect you. I don't know why, how, like, but yeah.
Yeah, as a kid, you always felt safe there, right? Definitely with mom and dad.
John's like, we were told that too when we were kids. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
So I mean, that's kind of how we remember it, and like it was always like, oh, don't be out by the river at night because then she might pop up,
the Llorona is
right?
gonna drown you.
Yeah, or you might hear her. And my dad would always make that sound, huh?
Oh, dude. Okay,
Yeah.
dad, till this day, at night, he'll
Yeah.
go in the backyard and just do that when there's strangers in the house. Like, well, not strangers, but like not regulars, like family members. They
Yeah.
come and spend the
Like
night.
guests.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guests. Sorry, that didn't sound right. Strangers.
Yeah,
But
when we
when
have
guests
guests over.
guests come over, like he'll go in the backyard and start screaming, like crying like the Llorona. And we have a big canal in the back. So people think like
Yeah.
it scares the crap out of people.
And he'll be like, ooh.
Yeah, and he'll be like, "Ooh, mis hijos." Like
Yeah, and
he'll be
he'll like
like, but he'll do
scaring
it like
people.
creepy.
Yeah, so I mean that's how it was, and
Yeah, see, Diane, even Diane said we were raised the same way and it was passed down through generations.
yeah,
Yep. And it's
definitely.
sad. Like I try not to. do that to my kids because I don't want them to be afraid all the
Yeah.
time. But I mean, I don't know. They're still scared. Like, I
Yeah.
try not to scare them, but they're always scared, you know? So I don't know. I don't know. But all right.
I mean, everyone tries their best, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, right? That's how we remember it so far.
Yep. The lady that takes you and drowns you.
Yeah. Oh,
And
and sometimes like she could kidnap you, right?
I think, I don't
Yeah,
know. I
that
don't
was some of the like some of the
like a
things too.
folklore.
Yeah, like, oh, be careful because she'll
But
kidnap
okay,
kids because she lost her kids, you
but
know?
here's the thing about it. People say that it's folklore, right? That it's not real, but
Yeah.
why is there so many people claiming to see her or so many people with the same experience encounter?
Well,
It's kind of like the cryptid situation.
you feel
Time and time
so?
again, people claim to have seen a hairy man. Even the smell sounds the same. I mean, smell, yeah. They
The sound?
the way that it sounds, the way it smells, the way it like they see it, and it correlates like it's all the same.
Wow.
So, all right.
Um, okay, so the story goes Maria marries a rich man. He was a ranchero slash conquistador and has two children with him. Maria finds out that her husband cheated on her with another woman. She becomes enraged, and in order for him to suffer, she drowns her children in the river. Then she immediately regrets it and is unable to save her children. She also drowns herself. So I guess like that's where they get the phrase like "oh mis hijos" because that's like that moment of like regret, instant regret, like what her thinking like what did I do? But little background on the relationship there. So they were married, and I believe like the legend goes.
And let me just say this
Uh-huh.
because there's a lot of
Yeah,
different
there
stories
is.
to it. Like it changes, so it's not like
There's one concrete story
yeah, so
where
it's like
that's
she
the
was
story.
cheated on or she was
Yeah.
jealous of the kids or what's another one? Um he left her for a younger woman or for
Yeah.
another woman and so there's so many stories so I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, so I guess he worked a lot, and when he would come home, he liked coming home to the children and greeting them first, giving them hugs, giving them
Love,
their
yeah.
attention first and foremost. And I guess to her, she kind of felt like left out. And then when she finds out
That
that he
he's
was
cheating.
cheating, then that was like it for her. And I guess like that was her form of like payback, her revenge.
So let me just say this because I think if she did indeed, if this was like based on a true
Yeah,
story
legitimate.
and she did drown her children, I think that she definitely had like mental health issues
Yeah.
because I don't think that a parent's first thought would be like, oh, I'm going to go do something to my kids because he cheated
Yeah.
on me. I mean, dude,
There was like,
what about like him? He's the one that did it. Like, why
yeah.
don't you slap him up? Or I don't know.
So you think there was like that codependency on him
Maybe,
to
maybe. Or
like
there was just
he
like,
gave her life um like value somehow? I don't know.
yeah, maybe. Maybe
Yeah.
she didn't see beyond the scope of him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why I'm saying there was definitely something not there. If,
Yeah.
and then if you're trying to like use your children as leverage or as like pain causing him,
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Kind of
Yeah,
sadistic.
that's kind
Yeah.
of crazy.
Um so yeah, so she does that, regrets it, and then um goes ahead and drowns herself, right? Commits
Hmm.
suicide. Um so I guess like the story goes that she went to heaven. No, I mean she went like to the gate and they didn't let her in, right?
Hmm.
Because
The
she did
gate,
that.
yeah.
So they sent her to purgatory where she roams earth until she finds her children. It is said that she wears a white dress and wails at night. So
Hi,
That's
Ivy.
hi.
Thanks
So
for joining.
I guess that's the theory that, her like, her ghost, the ghost of her is on Earth, where she, forever tries to find her children.
Yeah, and so that's the reason why she's always like by the rivers crying. Whereas
Yeah.
well, that's where she's seen, right? The most.
Yeah.
She's by the river. Um
And saying, "Where's my children?"
yeah.
and yeah, things like that.
So
Hear her crying. So that's where you get the name, the weeping woman, right?
mhm.
Because she's
And
weeping.
I wanted to share another story that's kind
Oh
of,
yeah.
I don't know. It's about the Llorona, but I just found this one and I kind of wanted to share this version as well. But I think they're all kind of all mostly the same. So this one's in Mexico City itself. The legend of the Llorona is still related. She was a pretty but humble maiden named Luisa, different name,
Mm-hmm.
with whom a rich young man of high society fell in love with. He did not marry her, but according to custom, furnished a casita, a love
Love
nest for
nest.
her, where they were happy for many years. His friends visited and respected her, and they had 3 children. Finally, his family prevailed upon him to marry a girl of his own class. He told Luisa he was going to marry, and she made a scene. He stopped visiting her, and she was an uninvited guest at his wedding in the big cathedral. She came home maddened with grief and sent a dagger into the tender bodies of her children, one after the other. Then, horror stricken, she ran wildly through the streets, calling for her little ones, sending terror into the hearts of all whom heard her. According to some of the chronicles, Luisa was uh, tried and guarded for her crime. I don't know what that is. Is that like
Mm-hmm.
hanged?
Oh, I'm not sure.
And on that same day, her lover, Don
Nuño.
Nuño de Montes, was buried after having committed suicide. So that's another story that I
Yeah.
haven't heard of that one, but
Yeah. But I think that they kind of have that same
it's
um
always like the children having to pay for whatever,
yeah.
right? And so that's,
Yeah.
I hope that's not true, you guys. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Who drove
That's
her kids
difficult.
into the lake. It was all over the news. So it's plausible it happened and it was a horrific. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, and time again, you hear these parents doing these
Yeah.
horrific things, and it's kind of like, to me, I kind of go back to that. There's something wrong with
Yeah,
their,
there has to be.
there
There
has to
has
be
to
some
be.
mental health issues or insanity or like, what did you call it?
Um
That they're psychotic or what? I don't know. You
yeah,
said
I mean
something.
obviously, yeah.
But yeah, and it happens. I mean, in LA not that long ago, there was a mom that like murdered her kids in an apartment
Wow.
not that long ago. Like it's crazy. Yeah. Red said, um, I mean, clearly mentally ill to do something so horrific and by the church's standards would never enter heaven for murdering. Yeah. And that's another thing that you would think, people would have like moral
Yeah.
standards instill but not even like, okay, putting the church aside, I feel like your natural your
Yeah,
nature
you like
your nature is not to murder. Like
your
it tells you
ethics as an
as a
individual.
human being.
Yeah. What you base your values of life on and so on and so forth. But I mean, if someone's mentally ill, then are they even aware of things like this?
Yeah,
Who knows?
I don't know. It gets pretty intense. And but like for us, like the church definitely teaches that if you murder somebody or you're even like committing suicide, it's like a sin, like a grave sin, right? And so especially in Mexico in those days when like the Spain was conquering Mexico and they had like the Catholic Church was, taking over
Yeah.
Mexico at that time, it was very well known, right?
Mhm.
Of what the consequences were spiritually if you committed a crime and that was that bad. And so this is the reason why they say that she wanders, because she's still in a purgatory state, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just I'm just
Eileen's
thinking
like,
of,
huh?
like no, I'm just thinking of, like, how, like, you know, the set morals are of, like,
Mhm.
especially children, they're precious and they're the purest, right?
Yes.
And also, like, everyone's bodies, right? Representing a temple, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So, yeah, I mean, the only thing I can come to conclude is that maybe, yeah, there was some mental illness there to not
Definitely,
be,
dude.
like,
There was
aware,
something going on, and
especially
it's
during those times. Um,
yes, look, I mean,
yeah.
having a maternal instinct, it blows my mind how a mom could do that, but there has been cases where moms have done that, just the unthinkable evils. Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. There like you can get into like a whole different topic with that
Yes.
because it's just so I don't even have the words.
Yeah,
It's just so
it really is, like,
uncomprehendable on
it
how
is.
even like a little bit of you doesn't tell you like that's wrong, don't do it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and I mean, so many situations, right, where
Yeah. I watched
things like that
the
happen.
I watched the the one with the little boy, what's his name?
Which one?
The one that was tortured by his mother,
Oh, I
and
don't
it came
even
out
know.
it's like a Netflix documentary. Um, it was really sad.
I
It's the little ¿cómo se llama? It's, it was just on my head and then it went away. But yeah, it's like a documentary of a little boy that was, like
physically
mistreated,
abused.
neglected, abused by his mother, and then finally ended up getting killed
Wow.
by his stepfather. Fernandez? Is it Fernandez?
I don't know.
Gabriel Fernandez. The Gabriel Fernandez documentary on Netflix. And I was watching it and I just couldn't get through it because it's just so
Man, no.
sad. Like so like you can't.
I
I
mean,
can't.
we watched that documentary, right, on the Sandy Hook,
Yeah.
and that was devastating. Like, it's just like same thing, like you can't comprehend that, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like
Yeah. I don't.
I feel like it just leaves you in shock that things like this really happen.
Yeah. And I remember when it happened and it was in the news and I was like, I started crying that same as soon as they told me cuz I was working with kids. I was in a yeah, we've seen the movie The Llorona. We have. But yeah, I was working with kids in a preschool and one of our teachers there, she came and told us, "Hey, this happened." And I was like, "Oh my gosh," cuz I was in that scenario, I was in a classroom
Yeah,
with these kids and it's like,
it's difficult,
yeah,
yeah, when you're
it's
like
crazy. It's
when
crazy.
you're
I
at a
don't like I
school.
don't like I don't like to think about it. Like it's
I don't
just
like to think
but
about
it
it either.
happens. It does
I
happen.
don't. Like, I see children on the daily, and
Yeah.
seeing them every day, I'm just like, I can't, like, believe someone would do something like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, but
It's evil.
yeah.
Evil, you guys. Okay, back to the Llorona.
Um oh, we finished that story. You wanted me to get into
Okay,
this?
yeah, get into that, and
Okay,
we can
so
talk
there
about
is a belief that a tall tale originated since the Aztecs in
Tenochtitlan.
Tenochtitlan, which called her
Chiul.
Chihualoct.
Mhm.
Oh, Chicaloctl.
So, basically, they have, like I think it was, like, I don't know what it was. I don't know if she was, like, a god or or, like, a demon that they believed was, a woman that would, I guess, kinda, like, attack men
Mm.
spiritually. I don't know, but it gets more into it.
Okay, so this woman would appear to men and seduce them while alone working in the fields. She would give herself to them and she could either destroy them or make them prosper. Many called her La Segua and was reported as far as Texas and South Panama.
That's crazy,
Wow.
right?
Yeah, that is crazy.
How far like the legend went.
Yeah,
And
that's
even like if like the let's say if this did start with the Aztecs, then like I don't know, that blew my mind. I was like, what? Like that's crazy. But so there's different types of stories where they say that if you encounter her, like kids would really like usually she takes kids, right?
yeah, the sea kidnapping, yeah.
Yeah, she kidnaps them or the kids mysteriously drown in the river.
Yeah.
But there's another side of it where they say that if a man encounters her, there's men, usually it's men that she's
Yeah.
after. And like this story said, if she encounters them, then she seduces them, and things happen. And then either she attacks them, they, I don't know, mysteriously die, they drown, or some of them even prosper, like where she gives them good luck in a sense. So it's pretty
Yeah.
creepy. But I want to share a story with you guys because our uncles, we have a
Yeah.
lot of uncles.
We do.
My mom's
She has a big
grandma
family.
had 16 kids
Yeah, so we have a
from
big
my mom's
family.
side.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of uncles. And she my uncles would work out in the fields in Mexico. They had like I don't know what kind, banana, like was it banana
It's you
field?
yeah, I think it's banana or lemon. I
Something,
don't know.
lemons. And so they would work out in the fields, and my uncle told me a story of them, and this was multiple, like it was a few of them that saw this woman, that they were like in the middle of nowhere, and that they saw this beautiful woman in a white dress, and her dress was wet, and
Mhm.
she had long black hair, and that they all stood like they were frozen, and she
Yeah.
was just walking right through
So
them.
she was mesmerizing.
She was mesmerizing, but the guys kind of like were staring, and she was like walking by, and then they started like arguing amongst each other, like, no, I'm
Mhm.
gonna talk to her, I'm gonna talk to her. And so they got him distracted with that, and then when they turned around, like she was gone. And so they
Wow.
said that there was nowhere she could have gone, they didn't hear any noise, it was almost as if she was floating. It
Uh-huh.
was pretty crazy. And he said that he was so scared that they all took off running because they said that was the Llorona,
Yeah.
right? So
And I just think like, for credibility's sake, like, okay, if one person saw it, you're like, okay, one person saw it, maybe not that valid, but like, come on,
mhm.
more than two,
Yep.
like,
Pretty
I don't
crazy.
know.
And then like I have another uncle that said that there was like a hitchhiker cuz he's a trucker. But I think this happened in Mexico before he became a trucker. He was driving late at night, and he said that he saw a woman on the side of the road asking for a ride. And so he said he stopped, she looked pretty. I stopped. Of course he
Damsel
did.
in distress.
Yeah. And so he said that he stopped, and he asked, "Do you need a ride?" And she's like, "Yeah, please, just up the road." And she got in the car with him, and he said that she's like, "Okay, sit down." And so he turned and like was getting ready to go, and then he turned to the side again to see her, and she was gone. So
Wow.
it's kind of like time and time again, you
Yeah.
hear the same story of picking up a
Yeah.
hitchhiker woman on the side of the road. But there is definitely like rivers in Mexico, like where
Yeah,
we're
there
from,
is.
there's huge rivers. So
Yeah.
that's pretty interesting.
Um yeah, just I mean so many stories. A lot of people experience similar things,
Yeah.
have similar experience.
But we wanted to play a little clip that we found. Um, so you guys can tell us what you think, because it kind of has like a sound to it. So I wanted you guys to hear it. I don't think it has much of any like video to it. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
like
just mostly like auditory.
okay, so let me see. Bear with me, you guys. Let me know if you can hear it. I don't know if it's still going. Oops.
That's a creepy sound.
Dude, watch it be a dude just hanging out.
It was just a dude.
All right, so that was that sound. I don't know
Oh,
if
they can't hear
oh, you guys
it.
couldn't hear it? I guess I'm
Aw.
gonna have to share it, but it's because the only reason why I didn't share it is because I don't know if because I don't know if I can share it. Let me see. Because you can see people's info on it, but maybe if I make it really small, let me try it. Yeah, maybe like that you can't see, but let me play it. I don't know. Hmm.
Would you have to play it on the
I don't know if we have to play it on there. Let me know. I'm gonna try to play it like this and see if you guys can hear it.
It's creepy having to hear this over and over again.
Didn't stop.
Creepy.
No, I don't think you guys can hear it, huh? Oh man. I was like, maybe we can put it on my phone, but I don't have my phone because my kids took it. Okay, I don't know how else to share that. Let me try to stop
Aw.
sharing. So I don't know if maybe we can't share video on here. That's the only thing.
Oh, to copy the link and put it in the chat?
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, it just sounds like somebody like it's a person
Yeah.
that's like making all these like crazy noises. But it does sound like howling like a, you know, like a whale type.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll put it down on the description and you guys can go look at it after if you like. I'm going to try to figure out how I can add sound when I share things. So you guys can see that cuz I don't know if I can I was trying to see if we can share videos like or I don't know. I'm still working on the technology part of it. Sorry you guys. But yeah, is there so do you guys think this person is a ghost
Yeah.
or do you guys think it's an evil entity?
What are the theories?
Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on it? I want to know. Is it people's minds just visualizing this person? Yeah, it was
Um,
like a whimpering sound. That's what it sounded like.
I don't what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I think it's a ghost.
Yeah, I feel
I would
same, a
lean more
ghost.
towards a ghost because of the fact that there's like a visible body, I guess. And it's natural, like you can see it, like you
Yeah.
can, but I don't know, like, because they're shapeshifters too, right? So I don't know. See, it get kind of, I think it's a ghost. I'm just going to go with a ghost, you
Yeah, I
guys.
think it's a ghost, but what about mind? Do you think that sometimes, like,
Your mind plays tricks
yeah,
on
the
you.
fact that you know the story, you kinda just start picturing things, you put
So
things
the
together?
thing is, like, I don't know if you guys have ever, I sleep with a nightlight. I've always had because of the same thing, the fear. Um, and I had like a weird thing happen when I've talked about this before when my older sister was playing the Ouija board and I encountered an entity after the Ouija board. So after that, I said, no way, dude, I'm sleeping with a nightlight on. So I sleep with a nightlight on, but I don't know if you guys have ever like turned off all the lights and then you start to
Yeah.
make figures out of things that are in your room.
Yeah, that's where I was
It's
headed
like,
with
what is
that,
that?
sometimes yeah, your mind plays tricks and you start like visualizing things, you know.
Yeah.
That's definitely happened to me, you know, like in my dirty clothes hamper. I start seeing like a figure and I get scared.
They're like, why does it have a jacket on?
Yeah, so little things like that.
A vengeful spirit possibly
Possibilities.
stuck in the moment, regret and sadness and anger. Yes. Like definitely, I think, and even like, I don't know. I mean, I think the mind has a lot of power, and
Mhm.
you see a lot of things and then you believe it to be true and then you start. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's definitely crazy and a creepy story, and I think it's going to live on for a long, long
Yeah.
time, as long as, like, especially in Mexico. Yes, I would be like, dude, no. Like, this is creepy. Like, I can't. My son the other night, he was like, I was half asleep, and he was like, he had like a little flashlight like right next to him, and he just turned it on really quick, and he like started shining my bathroom, and I was like, this kid, like, he's starting to see the things that, like weird like shapes, and he
Yeah.
gets creeped out. So I don't know. I just think that's crazy. It's pretty intense, pretty scary. My dad also sleeps with a nightlight on, but
Yeah.
then again, he goes scaring people, so I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised that he gets scared, that people go scare him, or like things that go bump in the night.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, crazy, crazy experiences and river and children, right? That's how you remember it with, you know. But at the same time it kept us safe to not be, going into the river, but at the same time it wasn't the best, thing to
It's
do.
not the best thing to do. Don't fear mongle your kids into not
Yeah,
doing things.
don't.
I mean, I don't know. That's how it is, like we were raised like that. To us, it was
Yeah.
like normal, but now my kids are like, no, I always tell them, don't be scared. You gotta be, strong. You gotta be tough.
Yeah.
You can handle it. But they don't, they always end up in my bed anyway.
Yeah,
So,
but I mean you explain things to them too, right? Like,
but I would
well,
scare her.
she would.
I would. And
She
I
would.
feel bad. I feel bad because I would like scare you like bad.
She would.
And I'm like, I'm just trying to make her tough because I don't want her to grow up and be like scared of everything. But that's just her personality. She's always been afraid of doing things.
Yeah, well, I mean, cuz some crazy experiences, man, of what but
Well,
you know,
and okay, so it's kind of like goes down into the family because Candy used to scare the heck out of me. Okay. My older sister, every
she
night.
would.
And then she would come to my bed and she would be like,
She
hey,
would.
so what if this ghost just comes and like pulls your feet at night?
She would always
Yes.
come up with
And
scenarios
she'll
like
be
that.
like, you remember that movie we watched? Like, what did we see? What was like Conjuring? Like she likes like the scariest movies.
Yeah.
And she would come up at especially at night.
Man,
Hey, do you remember? And or she'll be like, hey, I think I heard something and I saw
she
something.
would do that. And she would like she scared me with Chucky. Remember? And then she would be like, "Do you think dolls like are
So
alive at night?"
she
And it's
loved
like
Chucky, okay? She
she
loved
did.
Chucky, and she would always tell me, "All your dolls are gonna wake up at night and they're gonna get you."
Yeah.
And I was like, so I hated
Yeah,
dolls. I
so did
never had
I.
dolls.
Uh-uh.
And then
Forget
Eileen,
about the porcelain
okay, but
dolls.
I would scare you, but not to that extent.
Yeah.
Okay. I would just be like, okay, Eileen, because she wouldn't want to like be in the bathroom by herself.
So what'd you do?
So I would like put her in there and close the door and she would just scream. And I feel so bad, but I was there. I'd be like, you're okay, Eileen. You're okay.
But it was the end of the world to me, man. Locked up in the bathroom. Scary times as a kid.
Yeah, but I don't know who scared Candy. I'm pretty sure my
Yeah.
aunts,
Yeah,
but
probably.
she would scare. I think I was the most scared out of all three of us, which is ironic that I like the paranormal, right? I'm into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I enjoy listening to the stories, but when it comes to watching films, I will not watch the films.
That is
Yeah,
so
I
funny.
tortured Eileen.
You tortured the practice baby, but not your own?
No. I learned. Eileen was my
The
exactly
guinea
practice
pig.
baby.
Wow, it's your guinea
Yes.
pig.
LOL. I used to do the same thing to my sister. I get scared most nights. I stretch out and feel something. It ends up being one of our cats. Oh my gosh.
Cats do that,
Okay,
huh?
dude, I had a cat. His name was Robin. I don't Batman? I had a Batman and a
Batman
Robin.
and Robin.
But one of them, he was like, I think the Batman one, he was all black. And he would always be in my bed and I would do my nails late at night and he would just all of a sudden, he'd be like sleeping and then he'd be like, and then start looking around the room, you know? And I'm like, oh, heck no. And then I'd start praying and I'm like, please go away, whatever it is.
But sometimes cats like to like be on your face, you know?
She'd be like,
And then they'll purr and like watch you sleep. Yeah.
wait, I always knew nothing could hurt me as long as I had my pillow to protect me. You know what, Wig? If you want to come and join, but Sean's going to start already. I don't want to go over his like, but let me add the link if any of you guys want to join. I'll wait for a few minutes. If not, then we'll shut it down. All right, I put the little the little link in the chat. If anybody wants to join, you're more than welcome. So you can tell us about what scares you. What's your fear? Are you scared?
Wow, there's a lot.
Yes, my cat was he
Yeah,
would
I
scare
think
the
they
crap out of
do.
me.
I think
Like
they do just
Batman, especially Batman, like he would just be like, and I'm like, "What are you looking at? Stop." And then I have dogs too. Like I'd always
Yeah,
had
but
have
like
dogs.
I feel like cats are more mysterious because they're quiet about things, like they
Mhm.
see something, a dog will like bark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
But see, and that's the thing with Juicy, like our little white dog. I don't know if you guys seen her last time. I'd have her on the bed and I would feel so safe because I was like, okay, if she sees something
yeah.
or hears something that's not human, she'd make a noise.
Yeah.
And every time I would hear something, especially because our house was haunted. Oh, wig is on. Yay. Oops. Let me see. Let me make you bigger. Hey, wig.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful.
We haven't seen you in a while. Bolt hasn't
Yeah,
gone
I
live.
know.
Mm,
I Let me get things situated
yeah.
here.
The dog is terrified of the cat here.
It's been too long.
It has been. I'm like, where's Vault?
As far as I know, he should be home.
Oh, he
He
is today
he was supposed to get home today. I haven't heard anything, but
because he was out investigating, right?
yeah,
Mm,
um, Kaneka.
wow.
I think that's where.
Wow. That sounds, I've never heard of that place.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
there.
I hope he caught a lot of like good stuff out there.
I I'm assuming he did. It
Yeah.
sounds like the place is fairly thick.
Wow. I hope he goes live tonight.
Oh, that'd be choice.
Yeah.
And as long as he doesn't fall asleep.
He's probably really tired too from the trip.
Though, that's kind of Vault's element, just being out in the open like that. So maybe he's jazzed up.
He's like, "Hey, I got energy." Yeah, but
Chance to get away from everything,
no.
relax, and let his brain recharge.
Yeah, I feel like he does get energy from going out and investigating, being out there, just like where he loves to be, like definitely.
Well, and he'd mentioned to me a couple of times that he was really looking forward to this
Oh,
trip.
that's sweet.
Aw.
Yeah. I know that I was telling my buddy here and my husband, I was like, "Hey, there's gonna be a Dogman conference. We should go." And they're like, "Oh man, that's so far because it's in where is it in Paris, Tennessee, right?
I thought it was Paris, Texas, but I could be wrong
Oh,
easily.
really? Huh. See, and I was like, no, I can't go that far. That's so far, but sounds like it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'd love to go, but there are
Yeah.
traveling wigs, and then there are stay at home wigs, and I am not a traveling wig.
Yeah,
You
and
you can't just pull me out of a box, shake it, and pull it off, put it on.
that's crazy. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to travel. I mean, and like the you'd have to get on the plane and fly, and then I you get claustrophobic. I do. I get claustrophobic. I'm like, oh, man, why? Why does it have
I'm
to be
good.
so
I'm
small?
good with flying.
Yeah.
I just um, I usually end up in car trips when I have to travel though,
Mhm. That's
and
fun. I like road
just
trips.
I used to, but anymore since I've gotten mature, let's call it that.
That's awesome.
Since I've gotten older, I can't sit that long. My butt gets tired, my legs start to
Mhm.
cramp. I need to get out and exercise or stretch my legs every couple hours.
Yeah, definitely.
And if
Man.
you're going any kind of distance, that'll easily increase your travel time.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I hope he goes live today after Sean's show.
So do I. I get used to certain
Do you
things.
have do you have pets, Wig?
No,
No
I could.
pets?
I live in an apartment, and I could if I wanted to. It'd just be a simple matter of paying the deposit.
Oh,
But
okay.
I always felt like if you can't afford the vet bills, then you can't afford the pet.
Right. Yeah, pets are
And
expensive.
Mhm.
exactly.
They are. That's
And
why I just have fish, but even fish are expensive.
I had fish for a while, and then I did a water change before I found out that the water lines had broke and there was a boil order. Um,
Oh.
this promptly killed off the fish because of the extra bacteria in the water, and I just haven't gotten back into it yet.
Yeah, no. I have the glowfish
I
and
like
they're
those.
yeah, they're so pretty, but I've had them for a while now, but they're definitely I mean, water filters,
Mhm.
you have to like test the water, treat the water. It's just like okay.
I I had those pot-bellied goldfish with the hump on their back.
Mhm.
I had those.
Wow. Those are nice because there's the other goldfish too, just the regular ones, and those
Yeah,
would make like our tank really dirty.
Mhm.
though I had some of those for a while too, or at the same time, and finally, the problem with those was they grow so
They
fast,
do. They do. They
and
outgrow the tank.
it got to the point where they were. I think I had like four of the pot bellies, and four maybe six of the comets,
Mhm.
and it got like I said, it got to the point where the comets were just too big and they were crowding out the others. And I thought, okay, I'm emotionally attached to the big ones or to the
Yeah.
pot-bellied ones. I like
Yeah.
those. I just put in the other ones for a little atmosphere.
Yeah.
And so I gave them back to Fish Jesus.
Aw. Well, maybe they're still around.
But the thing I was headed towards with them is have you ever heard of a slime coat?
No.
Fish have what naturally produce what's called a slime coat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those comets produce a lot of it.
Don't the beta fish produce a lot of it too?
Not to my knowledge.
No? Hmm. Because I
And,
used to have one, yeah. And
and
I
they're,
was oh, go ahead.
I was going to say betas are a lot easier because you can put one of them in a 5 gallon tank, and you don't have to have the
Nothing.
filter and the
Mm-mm.
pump
Mm-hmm.
and all that other stuff. But the goldfish, I I'm just like there when I had the comets, I was having to change the filter like every 3 weeks.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Well, what the thing is with when I or before I put them in there with just the other ones, I wouldn't have to change the filter, but like every 4 or 5 weeks, and it wasn't that bad.
Oh, okay. So it's more maintenance.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Those things are they produce so much slime that it was just clogging the filter two
That's
or three times
crazy.
as fast.
Wow. You know what was cool? I was able to move because I had a beta for a long time, and I was able to put him in community with my other fish, and they did very well because you know how they say the beta fish they fight or they kill
They're
other
aggressive.
fishes.
The
Yeah.
the males attack each other. That's what I've
Yeah.
always heard.
So, but he did well. He did well with the other fishes, and I was like, oh, great. I thought he was going to kill everybody, but he was like super happy, just doing his thing. And I was like,
I've s-
oh,
I think it's just other betas.
yeah,
I
probably.
I knew
Probably.
I used to go to this oh, what was it? I think it was a gaming store where they sold
Mhm.
stuff like Magic the Gathering cards or
Mhm.
Pokemon,
Yeah.
and they had this huge fish tank that they had built, like 100 gallons. The guy built it himself. Well, he went and stocked it with a few different kinds of fish. One of them he put in was a goldfish. Okay, no big deal. Until the goldfish started running around eating the fins off all the other ones.
Wow.
He was a total bully.
And he had to go to like fish heaven.
No, I think the guy just left him in there, and eventually the
Wow.
tank went empty.
Hey, Brown Dwarf. Um, yeah, if have you been to Vegas?
No,
Wig, you have got to go to Vegas. That's why I keep telling Vault, somebody's got to do a conference out here, a meet and greet or something in Vegas, so we can all meet there. But they have such beautiful tanks,
Mm-hmm.
insane, like
I've
huge.
I've seen some pretty ones.
Yes, and
E-
I used to love taking my kids because they have mermaids that go in
Yeah.
there and do shows in this big tank. So beautiful.
I
Like,
saw that at some place in Florida, I think, one time.
oh, really?
They
Oh.
had an underwater ballet show.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so cool. I would love to see that. Hmm. Maybe we might have
But
to meet in Florida instead.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I
But
know
yeah, somebody.
All right.
I went through Reno for we stopped for like a couple 3 hours one time,
Mm-hmm.
and the most amazing part of the trip that I saw there was one of the waitresses. She was really tall and had these legs that went on forever, and these fishnet stockings with the seam up the back of the leg.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! It was sex on wheels.
Yeah, they have beautiful women, especially in Las Vegas. I'm like, that's where the money is. Like, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I told my husband one time, I was like, if we ever move to Vegas and we need money, I'm just gonna have to dance, man. Like, I'm gonna be out there, up there, being a go-go dancer, you know? And he's like, no, you're not. Yeah, but it's fun. I like it out there.
Yeah, it's
Especially like
nice.
there's a lot of things to
There
see.
is.
yeah, there's always things to see, and um yeah, they have like a lot of stuff. So that's why I'm like, I know that I don't know if you've heard of Spaced Out Radio.
I've
They
heard of it.
Yeah, they had like their annual or they're going to start having an annual conference up there, and they had one this year, and I really wanted to go, but it was my mom's birthday so I couldn't go. But yeah, I think we should do that, something like that for the Nightmare Nation. I think that would be awesome.
It sounds like a lot of fun, but like I said, I am not a traveling wig.
You're going to have to travel, Wig. We're going to have to pick you up. I'm going to tell Vault to pick you up. Pick him up on your way over there.
You
Yeah,
know,
but
um Truth and Bass
mhm.
posted the map for their trip, and I
Oh,
looked at it and I thought, damn guys, you could come like straight across to Illinois, pick me up, and then head straight south, and
exactly.
we're there. But some things are better left undone.
At
And
Casual Conversation, did you check out my last Missing Persons Mysteries video? Well, um, isn't that Steve Stockton's show? Am I missing something? Hi, Luis Carlos. Because I do always watch Missing Persons Mysteries. Yes, I do. I love Mr. Steve Stockton, and we're trying to get him to come here to our channel and share, like talk about his, his channel and things that what he talks about. So I'm excited for that. I really want him to come join, to come join us here, and I'm a big fan of his. I love his stuff. Have you seen his stuff or heard of his stuff? Wig,
no,
Missing Persons Mysteries. He's amazing.
I think I might have heard of the channel.
Yeah, it's like the missing 411 type stuff. Like they talk about
You
people
know,
that go missing.
I've heard that guy is an absolute bastard.
Really? Mr. Dave?
Yeah, I can't remember what his name is.
The missing 411 guy?
Yeah, I have heard that this anybody that he finds going around and doing the same kind of work, he'll
Mhm.
immediately jump on them and threaten to sue them because they're stealing his research. Even
Really?
even though the information is out
It's
there
public.
for,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
public
it's public
information.
for anybody to get a hold of. He accuses them of stealing his information and threatens to sue them, and
Wow.
they don't want the grief, so they back off.
Oh man, and that's the thing that I've told Steve Stockton before, because when he goes live sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I would love to see a video of you and Dave Paulides just talking about all missing people, like that would be amazing. But like
Oh, that's never going to happen.
I'm like,
He'll
why?
never share credit.
That's crazy.
Oh.
It's kind of like I would think that you share that same thing in common, that you would both, hey,
Do a collaboration.
yeah, let's conquer together, let's get this together and work as a team. And I think that would be awesome.
I think it'd be great, but
Oh, Brown
there's
Dwarf said,
so many out there that are glory hogs. They want to be the one.
yeah,
Go ahead, be the one.
yeah, Brown Dwarf. I'm gonna have to check that out. Oh, I'm like intrigued now. Yeah, I think John Hinojosa said David Paulides. Yeah, he has the two movies that he or two movies?
His documentaries, right, on Netflix.
Two of them? I think it's
Yeah.
two of them. Yeah, and he's done like shows on like the History Channel, I think. So, man, that's a bummer.
Aw.
I'm like, I would have loved to see that. I watched David and what they say, and also the facts how to hunt John. The facts how to hunt John. Huh?
Vault
I
likes
haven't heard
that
of
guy.
that.
I've never watched him.
No, I think.
Oh, you're
Um,
blowing it out. All of a sudden, you just came booming across.
yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I think it's our headphones. That's why we're
Yeah.
trying to get new headphones because because I think it does that. So I don't know. I'm
If
like,
you get too close to the mic,
no, it's just if we move it
Yeah,
or
at
something, it just
times.
blows up. But we can put up the volume. You can hear it like going up, and then we can put it down. But I don't know. Technical difficulties.
yeah,
Somebody said, "Hi, Darian. I live in San Antonio, and La Llorona is something that is spoken about all the time. Mexican culture is very strong here, and I
Oh,
love
in
it, especially the
Texas.
food. Yes, we do have amazing food, sir. Every time I go to Mexico, I get sick. My stomach just can't handle that. Oh, look, he went after Steph Young, and she was in the UK. What? I didn't know all this, you guys. Dave Pilates lived in my area when he was doing his Bigfoot research.
Oh.
See, now it's pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear the difference in our voice. Um, yeah, but I don't know. You know what, Mr. Steve Stockton, his voice just like it's so soothing. He has an amazing voice. I'm like, there's people that are gifted with like beautiful voices.
Yeah.
Like Eileen, what did you tell me about Sean Graham? Because we had Sean
Oh,
Graham in our show
yeah.
last week. Tell him.
It was just so soothing. Yeah, listening to him. Yeah,
Yeah, he
it
would.
was.
She's like, I was struggling to stay awake because his voice was just like music to my ears.
Yeah.
I used to listen to WLS in Chicago
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid, and for a while they had a couple people hosting a show. The woman had this voice that was like warm breezes and chocolate. It
Wow.
was so wonderful. But I finally had a chance to find out what she looked like. She looked like Jennifer Beals, like she stepped out of a disco movie.
You're like, man, she does not go
Aw.
with the voice. That's
Nope.
so funny.
I mean, she was
Yeah.
pretty, but
Yeah.
she had this very 80s look to her.
That's so
Not
funny.
not the smoky chocolate and evening gown thing that I had imagined.
Oh yeah. He said, I don't care about people's beefs like I like Dave. He really brought the missing 411 phenomena. You know, I first heard of Dave in Coast to Coast because I would listen to that radio station all the time, every night. And when he started talking about that, I was just like blown. You know, my mind, I was like, I love the forest and I didn't know that I can go missing at any time. Like, this is crazy. And so I'm like, I made it a point. If we ever go to the forest, we have to have a tracker beacon. I'm like, I don't want to risk it, man. That's scary. Yeah,
Now,
Steve rocks too.
I don't know. I've never heard the man myself. I've never heard his show. Don't
Yeah.
know anything about him other than the a little bit of reputation.
Yeah. And that kind of like, I don't know, it makes me sad. I'm gonna cry wig.
Aw.
Because I have high hopes, that everybody's gonna hang out and be friends, but I guess it's not the case sometimes.
You're
And
just a
even
little Pollyanna.
yeah, I'm like, let's all be
Everybody gets
friends.
along and has
Yeah.
suckers.
I know, Eileen's like, "You're so hippie. You need to stop."
Yeah.
And I just always tell people, "Come on, can we just be friends? Stop." But no, it can't.
Yeah, it would be nice if it could be that way.
Yeah. Yep. But so what do you think about the Llorona wig? Do you think she's
I love the story. Um,
yeah?
it rem- it reminds me a lot of the Banshee story
Mhm.
from Scotland, and there was something else that I was thinking it reminded me of. I can't remember now.
And that makes sense. It could definitely be a banshee, right? But what
Mm-hmm.
do are they known for, like taking people as well, or what? The banshees?
Um, Banshees are heralds of death.
Oh wow. Oh yeah. Okay, they come screeching, right?
Actually, the real story is that a a woman, or I can't remember how it happened, but a woman's child or children had died, and maybe she drowned herself or something, but she she was heard, she could be heard crying. Well, the after after she died, people would start, or would every once in a while would hear a woman crying, and if you were the one that heard her crying, then either you or someone in your family were going to die soon.
That's scary.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So yeah, there's apparently a big history of crying women and dead babies.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's scary. We're gonna have to do one on the banshee.
Yeah.
Like maybe get more detailed podcast on it.
The
Hi,
one
Chaos.
the story I've been waiting for you to cover is, and I can't remember what they're called, witches.
Oh, lechuzas?
Yeah, the lechuzas,
Lechusa.
the
Yeah,
ones that turn into owls.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm. My aunt said my aunt was big on believing on that people can turn into like these owls, and she would always tell us a story about somebody shooting a big old owl right there, because where my mom is from, it's like the middle of like nowhere, but the
Yeah.
beach is like really close. It's like a coast type of little town, and she said that there was this big old like um owl, and somebody
Mm-hmm.
shot it and it fell, and then the next day there was like a human body on the floor. I'm like, that's crazy. I don't know if I believe that. That's too much. But she swears it happened. She's like, yeah, it
Wow.
turned into a human. I was like, what? No way.
So Lechusa's off the not part of the program, huh?
I don't know, man. Like, and that's the thing. Like I said, we were grown up, like we grew up being scared of everything. Like they would tell us everything was something, right?
Yeah.
And so even now, if we see an owl, we automatically think, oh crap, like it's a witch. Like it's here to do something to us. So, like, but what really is their business? Maybe they're not even like that mean. They just like to hang around and fly all
Yeah.
night. I mean, wouldn't I would like to fly? I'd be chilling. I'll be shape
Yeah.
shifting all the time.
What about Santeria?
Santeria, yes, it's very, very common, especially where in the little town with my parent and my mom's. My dad's side, I feel like they're more like they're not as
Mm.
superstitious as
No,
my
I don't
mom's
think
side,
so.
but they had like curanderas, people that would heal people, um, or that would they would take you and do like the cleansings, and they would things like that. More of
Oh,
like
like,
using the egg,
yeah.
and I don't know, just different things like that, which we don't do. Like I feel like it's kind of like if you really believe it, like if you're really into that, then that's how you feel. But I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to dive into that because it's scary. Like it just makes me feel like I don't
It
know.
gives you
It gives
chills.
me like the heebie-jeebies.
So that's where the line gets drawn. If it's
Yeah, for
creepy,
me,
that's
I'm like,
okay, but if it's too creepy,
yeah, if it's
Yeah.
if it's I can handle it. Okay, that's good. But once it gets a little bit over, like no. John said, my mom saw a giant owl flying one night, and it had a lantern or orb of light in its
What?
claws. Oh, that's crazy. I've heard stories of people seeing an actual female ghost. Hmm. People say that if you hear the banshee, someone's going to die. That's so scary, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been thinking about La Llorona lately, and I'm thinking the phenomenon can be Bigfoots. They travel riverbeds, scream, and possibly
Oh.
kidnap. So I was gonna say talk about that because when I was listening to the videos of the wails and the cries
Yeah.
that people have recorded, it almost sounds like either a dog man, right? Like or Bigfoot scream because the Bigfoot has their own little like
Uh-huh.
noises that they make. I kind of thought it was that. I was like, that sounds like a cryptid to me. It doesn't sound like I don't know, like a person or even animals because
Yeah.
I didn't know that there's like even coyotes and like wild animals that sound human. Like they'll scream like a person, but it's not, it's an animal. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bigfoots are known to mimic sounds. See, and sometimes they're people hear like babies crying, right?
Wow. Yeah.
And they go in there in the forest trying to see if they can find a baby,
Oh.
and you never see them again. That's scary. I don't know.
You know what I've heard? Or I heard Josh on PRT
Mhm.
has talked about stuff like this before, and one of the things he's pointed out is that it seems like specifically Mexican things like La Llorona, only Mexicans can see her
Really?
Wow.
because,
Because he isn't he Hispanic? I think is he
yeah,
Mexican?
he's half Mexican, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think I've heard him saying like things in Spanish here and
Wow.
there. So yeah, you know who's very like we had an interview with Abe Cias. He was in the Dark Waters. I think Dark Waters interviewed him too. He had stories, okay, about like brujas, the lechuzas,
Yeah.
this he would he I think witch doctors, like
Uh-huh.
all that stuff. And man, like I was
Yeah, it was
scared.
scary.
He had us scared.
Yeah.
But he had like great stories about
Yeah.
that. And I'm like, no. I mean, we've heard about all of it. Like
Yeah.
we've heard about I ain't going after it. I know chaos. It's like, no, maybe. But see, I think for women, it's just like a maternal thing. You hear a baby crying and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta go. I gotta go save this baby."
I think women more so
Thank you,
than
John.
men, but I don't think it's necessarily or specifically women. I
Yeah.
mean anybody if you're out if you're out camping, male or female, and you hear a baby crying,
Right?
Yeah.
You
you're
go
gonna
after
want to
it.
know why the hell that baby there's a baby crying, and
Exactly.
let's take care of things.
And that's the thing too that anybody would, but especially like here's the thing for us, like that we are into all this cryptid, phenomenon and like paranormal phenomenon. We're more aware of like what it could be,
Mm.
cautious.
Hmm. Sure.
But if it was just somebody that's like has no idea, you just run in there and that's the thing. I know Abe Cias was talking about how he saw the dog man or the dog men because there was a few of
Yeah.
them that he's heard a woman crying, screaming for help, and he ran. He's like, I think he grabbed a bat or something. I don't
Uh-huh.
remember what he said, and he just ran. And he's like, I did not think twice about it. My sister was like, go help. And he's like, and there was nothing there and except these dog men that were
Wow.
just staring at me. And so his story just like brought me to chills. I was like, oh my gosh. And what did you do? Like, And he said they were just standing there looking at him. And he walked right through them, pretended he didn't see them, and they left him. They let him be. But I don't know. It was. I'm like, no, I don't think I could. I
Yeah.
don't think I could experience any. I think I would just have an attack right then and there.
Yeah, I have absolutely no desire to see anything like this or like that. I I like to sleep, and once you see something 12 feet tall and incredibly ugly staring down at you, strong enough to pop your head like a grape, no, you I don't want to see that every night when I go
No.
to sleep.
No.
And you don't want to think about it. You don't want to have to
Mhm.
experience that because then it's something you can't get out of your mind. And even with like Vault's, the Nightmare Nation TV, I would get scared every night. I would be on there. I'm like, nah, something's going to pop up. I can't. I would just be so scared to look at his backyard. I'm like, no, I can't do this. Yeah, David lost his son to suicide. Yeah, it's so sad, you guys.
Yeah.
I would break down. I would cry every time he would sit there and talk about his son because he would cry about it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, like no." Yeah, it's really sad. Really, really sad. Unless it's my baby, I ain't going after it. Yeah, no. Crazy. But yeah, I was just telling Eileen too that after I had my sister Candy, the older one, after she played the Ouija board, I saw this entity in the room where they played, and that was it for me, man. That was the first and last day. I'm like, I'd never want to see anything like that. Um, I it was like, and I couldn't see what it was. Like I saw the shape of it. I saw that it was holding something, and it was really dark and really tall. It had, and to me, this is what it looked like to me. Okay, Wig, it looked like the Grim Reaper. I couldn't see its
Okay.
face, but that's what I saw in my mind. I'm like, that's what
That
it
was
is.
the impression you got.
Yeah, exactly. And so it got up because it was sitting in a chair right next to the door. It got up, it walked towards the bed. That was it for me. I took off, I ran out, I was screaming. My mom's like, "Yeah, I remember you came and you kept saying it was a witch, that you saw a witch in there, and let's go home." You were hysterical. And I just grabbed everybody and we went home. But I was like, there was no way it could have been a dream, like I was awake. I was trying to wake everybody up. I couldn't wake nobody up. My sister was like, I kept hitting her as hard as I could, Candy. I
Mhm.
kept hitting her
Yeah.
and she just wouldn't wake up. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. I just took off. And so that was one of the things that I was like, no, I don't ever want to see anything that has to do with anything like that again.
Yeah.
But I can still picture it clear in my mind, what it looked like, what it was like, what it was doing, but it was just sitting there and then it got up. But I don't know. I was like, I can't. That was so scary. But that was the
Yeah,
only time I saw it. Yeah.
Ouija boards are safe enough to use if you know the kind of magic that you're messing with, and you can utilize it. But if you
Yeah.
can't and you don't know what you're doing, then you're playing in a hay barn with matches.
Wow.
You're
That's
asking for
crazy.
desire for disaster.
And I remember Vault was talking about that, how you're not supposed to burn it, right? But they used to hide it up in like the little attic area. And I remember that house burnt down. And they had like so many things happen to them like that because it was a family friend. And then, even, like, my sister, she had a lot of things that transpired right after she played it, like, things were just happening to her that she couldn't explain. She's like, "Why are all these things happening to me?" And for a long time, she told me she couldn't remember playing it. She's like, "I don't remember playing it. I don't know why you keep always telling me that I played it and I don't remember." And I was like, "You played it." I'm like, "I was there. I remember what it told you. I remember what you were asking. And so things happened to you." And she was just like, "I can't remember any of it." So I was
She
like, "I don't know what to tell you."
most likely she couldn't remember because, and things were happening to her because something had attached itself to her.
That's
That
scary.
is scary.
Yeah.
Now, whatever it was that caused it to let go, then I don't know. But
Yeah, cause no, and I don't know, I mean, I would tell her to do, like, we even took her to, like, this, prayer thing,
Group.
like a prayer group so they can pray for her, liberate her, whatever was attached, you know? And she said that she did feel like like a weight lifted off, but and, like, like, things stopped happening gradually, but I remembered when it told her who she was gonna marry, and that did happen. I remember that. And I told her, I was like, "Dude, he told like whatever it was told you the name of the person that you were gonna marry, and you did." And she was just like, "What?" Like, "That's scary."
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty creepy. I was like, "Oh," I knew at that age because 'cause I'm 4 years younger than her. I knew, I was like, "No, parents told us not to play with that. So I don't know why you're doing it." And so she's like, "No, it's just a game. Nothing's gonna happen." And I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm okay. I'm not gonna play." And so they played. I didn't. I don't know why I got to see the thing. I wasn't even involved, you know? So I was kinda
mm,
mad. I was like, "Why am I
You're the
seeing?"
only one that remembered it.
I'm the only one that remembered it, and I'm the only one that saw that thing, whatever it was.
well, it may be that you've got enough enough talent to you that you can see stuff like that.
Uh, no, I'm okay. I pass. But you know what? I
And
think
you can do that.
but
You can choose you can choose not to address it and
I don't know. I
work.
mean, I enjoy like the paranormal, but I am like I don't want nothing to attack or be attached or like it's just I don't know.
You'd rather watch it on television than play around in the
Yeah,
pool.
I'm like, just tell me your story. I'm cool with just hearing what happened, what you experienced. That's cool. That's it for me. What about you, Eileen?
I don't know.
You're like
No, that's not something I would want to like go experience either.
none of it?
No, no,
You've
because
never
I'm a scary cat, so I don't want to get involved in any of that
Oh,
stuff.
that's a surprise. I would have never imagined you being a fraidy cat, Eileen.
I know, out of all of us, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You,
I
you're
mean,
so outgoing.
She is. Especially after she's had a little bit of wine. Hi, Eileen.
yeah, but I still wouldn't get involved in like stuff like that. That's scary because
No.
then I'll think about it for like
And that's the thing. I think our older sister, I think what do you call, is it gifted or what? I don't remember what they call it, but there's like a name where they have like the ability to see and hear or communicate in a way. I think
I did, but the people I've hung around with always call it talented or talents.
yeah, I think she has that because ever since we were kids, she would always hear stuff, see stuff, experience things, feel things, energies. She's been in homes where uh strange things would just manifest in her house, you know? Um, and I'm like, maybe, I don't know, maybe it could be that she's got that where she can talk to people or she can hear it. She's more aware.
Could be.
It's fun. I saw something the other night, still kind of freaked out, to be honest. Oh, chaos. I'm like, I'm even afraid to ask what you saw. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what you say. Um, yeah, but no, I don't know. We had one of our cousins called us the other day, and he was saying that he feels like he has like
oh
a what is it? Like a ability, I guess, or like I don't know, like a talent to where he can tell when somebody's gonna pass because he always has he either hears that person and he called us like what time was it when he called us?
It was like early in the morning,
Yeah, it was
and
like beyond wake up time.
yeah, and we were surprised because, he likes to sleep in.
He is a
So
sleep inner, yeah.
so we're like, "Oh, maybe this is an emergency." And we pick up and he's just crying, right?
Yeah, he's like, I heard this person and I'm just scared. And I was like, oh my gosh, stop.
I've
It's
heard of
okay.
people like that.
Really? So it's an
Yeah.
actual thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
There's it happens. I can't say all the time, but it's not uncommon for somebody to be lit on that level.
Hmm. I told him, I can't remember what I said he was. Do you remember what I
An
said?
empath?
An empath? Is that what kind of, does that sound right or no?
That's not the right term for that gift.
No?
Empathy is when you feel the emotions of other people. You walk
Um,
you walk into a room and there's somebody sitting in a chair over in the
and you can
corner,
feel their,
and it's like if they're just raging over something, you can feel it coming off of them.
wow.
Or if someone's upset, you can you can just feel their pain. That's
Wow.
empathy.
Don't you told me don't you have it like a what is it? Like something like that? Like you're
A
able to
talent?
feel
Yeah, I can. I'm I'm an empath. Not I'm not extraordinarily strong, but it happens. I mean, I get depressed every winter.
really?
Yeah, around Christmas, the Christmas season is when the suicide rates are highest.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, because it's like the time of year when you get presents, everybody's supposed to be happy, all that stuff. And for whatever reason, you're alone, you're broke, you can't, or you hate your family, whatever. It's there. More people are get depressed and commit suicide around Christmas time than any other time of year.
Wow.
And that there's so there's so many people feeling or that are feeling depressed that it gets to a point where I just get swamped in it. It's like trying to walk through water.
Mm-hmm. That's sad. Wow. And like and because that's I mean I feel like sometimes you can feel like I can feel her when she's feeling things, right? But she's my sister. Like I'm always like, "Oh, why are you feeling like that? Why I can feel that you're sad or why are you scared? Why are you depressed or what's going on?" And so like when it's people that are close to me, but if I
You
feel like
build that
that's
kind of connection easier when it's family. When it's
yeah,
some
but that's intense when you're able to
Mm-hmm.
feel like that much of it, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Dark Waters got me to check out your channel. Oh, thank you so much for coming. Yeah, DW is awesome. Um, oh, this
Which
is for
one?
you. Always for Chaos. When is Vault coming
This
home?
one.
I think I think Wig said today he should be home.
yeah,
Wig, that's why
supposed to be. I
I said,
can't.
Wig, that's why you need a dog or a cat.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm allergic. Like I used to work with dogs. That was my career that I had chosen, you know. I wanted to become a vet. And so after cuz I started working in the field and then after like couple years I got really sick like these bad asthma attacks and allergies. So I can no longer be around them so much, but I bought the little poodle that I have and she's doesn't shed, so it helps a little bit, But the last time she came, oh man, I was like having asthma attacks. I was like so sick. And I told my husband the other day because somebody had posted online that they were selling little piglets. I was like, come on, get me a little pig. He's like, what are you talking about? Stop. It's like, I'm
Well,
not going to have a pig.
you know, there's like breeds of dogs and cats out there that are hypoallergenic.
Yeah, which is why I got the little poodle
Yeah.
because it says they don't shed. So their hair is like, it just grows. So it's not as allergenic as,
Yeah. Like, well, I mean, I have the same thing, right, where I'm allergic to dogs as well. But for me, I mean, I love dogs so much. I didn't want to get rid of them.
yeah.
I wanted to work around it. I wanted to like build some immunity. So I feel like personally I have, but whenever you see her, like she gives you like all those allergies.
Yeah, she does.
But yeah, that doesn't really happen to me.
But I feel like it's worse with other dogs. Like if
Yeah, if
they
they're
come,
short haired
yeah, if I
dogs.
touch a
Yeah.
short-haired dog, I start hiving, you
My
Yeah.
know?
s- my sister's got a Bernie Doodle.
Oh, really? What is that? A mixed one? Is it a mixed
It's
puppy?
it's a crossbreed between a poodle and something else. I can't
And a
remember
Yorkie,
what.
maybe?
I don't know,
Oh, that's
That is
cute.
cute.
but he's like a medium-sized dog with all this thick curly hair. He's a
Mm.
cute dog.
Wow. Yeah, but Eileen rescued.
Yeah, I just rescued another dog because I wanted a second dog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
and
was it was sad because we found her on Craigslist.
yeah,
Craigslist. It's
yeah,
pretty scary, but we found her on there and they were giving her away. And I was like, why are they giving away a puppy? Like, especially like she was a Maltipoo.
yeah.
And I was like, why? And I told her about it. And she's like, oh my God, I'm going to take her. I can already tell I'm going to love her.
Yeah, and it was so cute
It was
because
weird, Wig. Like, we got to their house and it was like a nice area. So I wasn't like too worried. And we went in a group. I took like
yeah,
everybody with us. I was like, we're all going just in case this is crazy. And so we got there and then we waited, we told the girl, she came out and then she brought the dog and it was like an instant connection between her
yeah, it
and that little dog.
was.
Like I've never seen anything like it. Like she just went straight to her and she like jumped on her and she was like letting her pet her and I was like, wow, like this is weird. Like
Yeah, it was the cutest thing. Yeah, I definitely felt that way with her. And still, and I look at her and I tell her, I'm like, you're happy now, huh? Like I
yeah,
can just
because they
tell
were
she's
just like,
happy.
yeah, take her, like we're good. Like they didn't
So
want her.
Eileen, you're kind of getting your revenge back on your sister for all the pestering. You not only you not only get her dog, but you're getting your own too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, now I can take Juicy back. Now she's my dog. I can have her back. And she's like, no, you can't have her back because she's
Yeah.
been here.
And
It's
it's not the same without her. I want both of them,
yeah.
so
But
yeah.
Juicy and
They don't get
Sky,
along.
they do not get along.
They don't. I hope they do at some point, but
Juicy's like, I'm not having this. Who
yeah,
is
she's
she?
a bully to her.
Yeah,
How
but
long have you had the second dog?
how long has it
Um
been? Not even a
Not even,
month.
yeah, not even
Almost
a
a month,
month.
maybe.
They'll it'll take a little while, but they'll get
Yeah,
along
she's
together.
she's super cute. And we
Yeah.
had her groomed. And when we went to go pick her up, we're like, that is not the same dog.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, where did you leave the
Yeah,
fluffy, scruffy dog? Like, she was so cute. She looked just like
yeah.
a poodle. Like, it was super cute. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't.
You know,
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
cute.
once they decide between the two of them who's boss, everything will settle down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so because they both have, those big personalities.
Yeah. Especially little dogs. They
Yeah.
think they're like the biggest dogs ever.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
little dogs all seem to have this, like, I don't know, vision problem where they don't realize that the Great Dane is 14 times bigger than they are.
Yeah. And I had before Juicy, my dad, when I was 15, on my 15th birthday, he bought me he was a little pug mixed with a chihuahua. So his tail was like curly, and he was white and he had a spot. So I named him Spot. And I had him forever, and he was just like my best friend. He would defend me. He did not want nobody near me. Like he was just, my dog. And he would just go out there and fight with like big pit
Yeah.
bulls. Like he would just try to fight all these dogs, and I would have to be running after him because I'm like, what is wrong with you? They're gonna
Yeah,
murder, like they're gonna kill you.
but even if he couldn't grab their neck, he would just aim lower.
He would
Yeah.
weird. He would just I remember one time my dad was cracking up. He was like, Spot went over there and fought with this big dog, and he bit his, like his testes. And my dad was cracking up. He's like, that dog cried, like it took off, and Spot wouldn't let go. He's like, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's crazy. It was crazy. But, like he ended up, it was sad because he ended
Yeah.
up, I ended up having to put him to sleep. How old was he? Like
10?
10. He was still young, but the doctor told me that he thinks he drank antifreeze, and that destroys their intestines. And I was like, but where would he have gotten that from? I don't get it. I was just like,
Oh, it's possible that a car could have been leaking
yeah, that's what he
antifreeze.
said. And he said that to dogs, it tastes like candy.
It's
So,
supposed to taste really sweet.
so he said that, and I was like, I don't care. I'm like, you do what you gotta do. I will pay it. I don't care. And he was like, no, we can't do anything. He's like, you just have to put him down. And it was like really hard.
Yeah.
It was really hard. And it's been, I think that was in 2009. And it was really like, still till this day, I just talk about it and it just like brings back the memories. But I waited a few years and then I got Juicy. So
she's gonna be 12 this
yeah,
year.
Juicy's older.
I know. I've seen small dogs run off bigger dogs several times.
Yeah,
But
beware of
it's
the
generally
Yeah.
it's generally a case of home turf advantage.
He thinks he's an alpha male.
If it's like the yard of the home where the little dog lives, then for some odd reason the bigger dog always seems to back off.
That's weird, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it's like, dude, you're bigger, you can bully him.
Yeah.
But no, like it's crazy. And I don't think we have a bigger dog. Well, you guys have him now. And he's really friendly. He's like,
is.
he minds his own business. He's just like doing his thing. He's very hyper, but like the dogs don't even go over there. Like they're like, nah, he can stay in his corner. Like we're
Yeah.
fine over here fighting between Juicy and Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. You gotta love him though.
Yeah.
I have, my daughter's been asking me for a dog too, and I'm like, oh, man.
Get her a stuffed one. Tell her this is the only dog mommy can be around.
Yeah, and then I showed her the little piggies, and she's like, oh my God, we can call her Peppa Pig.
Oh, that's cute.
No,
And I
we
was like-
can't. Peppa
Alan's
Pig
like-
is British.
I know. I was like, no, we can't. Like, Daddy don't want to. Because plus, I don't think we can have him here anyways. But maybe at parents' house. You guys want a piggy?
A piggy. We used to have.
Yeah, we used to
pigs.
have all kinds of farm animals
Yeah.
at my parents' house.
You know what I wanted for a while was chickens. There are
Really?
some really neat looking breeds of chickens.
Yes. They got these furry looking
Yeah.
chickens. They look like dogs. They're
Yeah.
so pretty. And but yeah, you guys, my parents have had chickens for a long, long time, and that's where they get their eggs. I'm like, yay. Organic eggs.
Yeah, but those chickens are pretty.
Yeah, they're
like
really
the,
pretty.
The fluffy ones. They look like they have a flat top, right?
Mhm.
And their feet are fluffy too.
Now, if I had a dog, I've got a list of my preferred breeds.
Mhm.
It started out For years I wanted an Afghan hound
Oh,
because they're
okay.
these long, tall, elegant things with all this long, flowing hair, and
Mm-hmm.
they're beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I found out about commodores and poolies, and they've got long hair, but
Mm-hmm.
their hair forms cords, so they look like they're this big walking mop of
Mm-hmm.
dreadlocks.
Oh, I've seen them. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Here
They're-
lately, my dog of choice has become the Mexican hairless.
Oh, who said they wanted?
The cholo squinkle,
Who said
right?
that they wanted one of those recently? Somebody told me I want one of those so bad. Oh, my brother-in-law. He's the one that told me. He's like, I want one of those Mexican hairless dogs, and I was like, you know what I want? I want a Chinese crested because those are like half hairless, and then they have like hair on their face. They're so cute. But I was like, I can't find one. I've been looking and I can't find any.
Um, oh, the Canine Society, AKC or whatever.
Oh,
You could
really? You
you
can.
could get you could get a hold of them and find out where the nearest breeder is.
Oh, I didn't
Mm.
even think of that. Oh, man. I'm gonna have to check that out. I've been looking in Craigslist too, but there's so many like scams on there. It's like
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, I wouldn't trust Craigslist for. I've
Mm-mm.
heard so many stories.
Horror stories, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. But like we were talking about that before Eileen joined. I mean, before before you joined, but it was like when we started the podcast, the show, we were talking about how she got hacked recently.
Yeah.
Like, and it was just over like a message that she replied to. Like, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't even somebody sent her like a private message and she replied and they like took her account.
Mm-hmm.
It was scary.
It
You
was.
you will not believe this. There was one time I got I sort of got hacked just out of I don't I don't have any idea how it happened. I was living in an apartment at the time, and at one point another guy moved in who had the exact same name as I do, as mine, except his first name and middle name were reversed from mine.
What?
Wow.
And he lived there for a little while, accumulated some debts, and then moved out. Just disappeared, went back to his parents' home, whatever. All of a sudden, I start getting all these bills addressed to his name
That's
Wow.
because it
crazy.
was so close to my name, and I'd have to write to these people telling them, no, my name is blah blah. You're looking for blah blah.
Mm-hmm. And they were kind of like, what? You know, they were, I'm sure they were confused. That's
Yeah, because
crazy.
what's the chance of two people having virtually the same name living in the same apartment building at the same
Right?
time?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Huh. No, I think John, I think it was in a tech, it was like
The
a
text, I
direct
would say.
message on your Instagram account.
Yeah, but then it sent a text message.
It sent a text message to your phone?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To your actual phone.
Yeah, and I screenshot it. So I don't
Oh,
know.
see, that's where they got it. They got
I didn't
you.
even click on the link. I just took a screenshot and yeah.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm. It was weird and
I don't
scary.
know. That is scary.
Yeah.
Hmm. But yeah, you guys, I think we're gonna end it here. I know that Sean's live too, so I want people to say hi over there as well. We were gonna go say hi and yeah. I know we enjoy everybody that came in and said hi and interacted and chatted. We appreciate everybody in the chat. And we also appreciate Wig coming on with us and talking to us for a little bit. But hopefully you guys all could come back next week.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what we talk about. And hopefully we'll give you like a more in advance notice.
Yeah.
Because we just kind of do it last minute. But yeah, we appreciate everybody. And thank you for showing up. And go say hi to Sean at Chasing the Truth with Sean G. And yeah, see you next time.
Thank
And remember,
you.
kids, keep those cards and letters coming.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.